Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the St. Louis Rapid and Blitz, a tournament of 10 players where they play 9 games of Rapid and then 18 rounds of Blitz, making for 27 games in 5 days. Now, going into today's 5th and final day, Alireza Firouzja is up top. He's being chased by the likes of Hikaru Nakamura, Maxim Vasylegrov, Yan Nepomniachtchi, Fabiano Caruana, Shahryar Mamedyarov, and the field gets closer and closer to him. Will he stay ahead? And will he perform at a high level? Well, as you can probably tell from the thumbnail, maybe. But more than that, today we saw just history in the world of chess. I hope you enjoyed. This recap is going to be a tremendous amount of fun, and we kick it off with this matchup between Hikaru and Alireza. Hikaru has to win. He has to win to catch Alireza. That is the only way he is going to get close. Now, Alireza plays this line that is extremely topical, bishop c7. That looks like the sacrifice of a pawn. But if you take, and take, queen d6 wins for black because it forks this and this. And if you take, and take, well, queen d6 wins for black. Why? Well, what about this? Knight g4. And if take, hits this, good night. That is not how the game ended. But Alireza plays the most topical system, completely neutralizes white's position, and no longer has any problems. Now, Hikaru has to play for a win, which I'm sure is on his mind. So rather than bailing out, Hikaru plays the move f4. I think he overthought it a little bit. I think he got a little bit wrapped up in all of the, I gotta win to get back into the event rather than just trading pieces against Alireza and making a draw. And oh my god, these absolute bozos on the street driving their cars way too loud. And Hikaru plays the move f4. And as you can tell from the evaluation bar, it gets real bad here because knight f3, and Hikaru blunders the game. He blunders knight e1, a knockout punch, a fork of the king and the queen, and also of this. But Alireza misses it. Hikaru is able to sacrifice the queen and still maybe not be lost. He is losing, but is he lost right now? I don't know. Firouzja's gonna try. He's gonna poke. He's gonna prod. He's gonna bring his king. He's gonna bring his pawns. It's a blitz game. Hikaru's time is ticking. Alireza's making progress, but it's not yet lost. Is Hikaru gonna hold the game? The chances are slowly slipping. What's happening here? Are we repeating moves? No. Firouzja declines a draw, and just in the game's final moments, Hikaru accidentally gets tangled here and allows in black's king. And it takes 63 moves, but Firouzja wins. And folks, Hikaru lost his two of his first 3 games. He is no longer in contention to win the event. Alireza clinched first place in the St. Louis Rapid and Blitz 5 or 4 rounds before even the end of it. That is nuts. He could have not shown up for the rest of the games. Oh, but show up he will. Now, we're going to take a look at some other games. Lenier Dominguez Perez and Maxim Vasylegrov, some of the other players in this event. Now you think, oh, Firouzja won, I can leave the recap. No, trust me. You are going to want to stay around. The last half of today's recap is going to be so sick. It's going to be, I've already planned that out of my head. Just enjoy. All right, Lenier Dominguez plays a ultra main line advanced Caro-Kann. Notice how Maxim gets provocative here with his pawns and sacrifices his bishop. The light squared bishop has been instructed to die. It dies for the noble cause of the Black Army. And as you're about to see, MVL is in great shape here. You know why he's in great shape? Because look at his pawns. He has 5. Lenier, 2. 5 minus 2 is 3. 3 points is as much as MVL sacrificed not too long ago. I got news for you. MVL is not even worse. All right? He is about to take over with these pawns. He's about to get the avalanche rolling. The avalanche is coming from Lyon, France, and it is about to snow hardcore on the board. Look at this. All right? Bishop c3, f4, e3, f3, knockout, headshot, good night. One more move played by Lenier, who just resigns on the account of f takes g2 check. But even more brutal, f2 pawn fork. MVL walked the pawns down the board. They put on their best looking suits. They got in the limousine and they just went. And they just showed up to the red carpet event. All right. MVL wins a beautiful game against Lenier Dominguez, who has been struggling in the blitz. Now, I have some more games for you. Fabiano Caruana and Sam Shanklin had it out. All right. C5. Fabiano plays an English-ish kind of setup here. Shanklin fianchettoing his bishop. The players were, it was tense for a while, then Sam broke in the center with d5. All right, from the early opening, it was Sam with a really pleasant position. His opening prep is sublime, but his blitz game still needs to catch up at this level, absolutely. But he did quite well in the rapid, to his credit. Now, will he beat Fabiano here? Will he stop the bleeding? Fabiano starts getting a little antsy here, all right? Shanklin's doing a nice job keeping him at bay. But how is Sam going to win the game now? Sam's got a great position, but every great position needs that spark. You know what I mean? Where is it? Bishop h6, rook d1. Sam, let's go. Where is it? Sam, I want to see the breakthrough. It's -1. All right, knight d4. Bobby takes. Sam plays cd. Now he's got the c file. There it is. Closing up the position. All right? Queen trade. Sam's looking. Uh-oh. 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 Sam's going over there, but Fabi's closing it down. Sam's ripping it open. Takes, takes, takes. Wait a minute. Fabiano's still losing. He's still in a lot of trouble here. But Sam's getting antsy himself. He's like, where's the win? Where's the win? And all of a sudden, it gets a little bit dicey here. Queen h3 looks like it's winning for Sam. He's finally lost his patience. But he should have kept it. Because rook c7 and Fabiano Uno reverses the entire game. One move away from mate. King f8. Queen h8. Good night. It's over. Rook g8. And here and here. That's it. Unbelievable. Fabiano also having an amazing blitz event. Sam cannot catch a break. He and Lanier struggled a lot in the blitz. They got great positions time and time again, but it's as accurate as you can stay for 30, 40 moves. Now, next game I have for you. Alireza, MVL running up to him because Hikaru's sliding back a little bit. He's got Fabiano chasing him, but it is going to be difficult to beat Alireza Firouzja when he gets games like this one, all right? Look at Levon trying to fight back. Levon playing a, nice solid English, castling, bishop g2, bishop f5, look at e4. Levon instigating here. We have a trade, bishop going back. And this was the position here after something like 15 moves. The move knight d2 occurred here, and Levon obviously has outplayed Alireza in this game, right? He's outplayed him. He's got a better opening. His bishops are strong. He's got ideas like queen g5. Yes, there is the move knight e4, but queen will go, to the h file somehow, h5, g6 or something. He has ideas like knight e5. Looking at the light squares over here. He has other stuff. Somebody is yelling very loud outside. You guys can't hear that, but it just really scared me. It sounded like something really bad happened. But doesn't seem that way. Anyway, that kind of spooked me out. I apologize. I'm going to get back to the energy of the recap. Let's just pretend that never happened. It really sounded like somebody just got thrown at a car. But I think it's just kids being kids. Terrific. Now, back to our regularly scheduled programming. The knight has gone back to d2, and Levon has a ton of different opportunities here. And he chooses none of them. He just hangs the knight in one move. What? What? Wait, can I get a... He did that? Yeah? Okay. Yep, but he's trying to create a little counterplay here, but, yeah, Alireza's just... He's just up a piece. Now he's up a rook. He just goes here, and when the dust settles, one guy has a bishop and the other... What happened? I guess that's what happens when you play 27 rounds of chess in 5 days. That's the only explanation that I have. It happens. We've been seeing all sorts of goofy blunders. I mean, we just saw Sam go from slightly better to thinking he was mating to made it himself. Yeah, it's gonna be tough to catch Alireza Firouzja when guys are giving him full knights, right? But it happens. It happens. When you catch fire in one of these events, that's what happens. Now, folks, while that's happening, and while Hikaru suffered a setback against Firouzja earlier, he's looking to make a comeback of his own. He's going back to his roots. He's acting like it's Title Tuesday round 1 versus 2400s. He's playing the modern versus guys like MVL, all right? Queen a5, you do not, let me tell you something right now. You do not see this opening played ever at the highest level because it's an auto dubski, all right? And let me translate that to the audience that doesn't know what an auto dubski is, auto dubski means dub, W, win, auto victory. If you play the modern at this level of the game of chess, you cannot play the modern. Hikaru's like, I don't care. All right, literally, physically, metaphorically, does not matter. I'm gonna get a position that I want. I don't care what the meta at the highest level of the game of chess is. Let's go, MVL. You think you're better? Beat me. Let's go. Bishop e6, king h7, all right? It's gonna take a little bit of time here. You're gonna get your knight into the middle. Sure. I'm gonna get rid of that. All right, I'm gonna get rid of that too. Let's back up. All right, you're solid, MVL. You got a nice position. Nice pawn you got over there, by the way. I'm gonna go get that. Thank you. Back up. 7 versus 6. Let me strike in the center. Let's trade some rooks. I'm still a pawn up. Let's trade all the rooks. 6 is better than 5. All right, knight d5, bishop a7. MVL's trying to play defense. Hikaru, solid. All right, b5, you can't take my pawns. What is going on over there with those pieces? Hikaru's like, I don't know, I'm gonna push my pawn to a4. Now he's got something to think about. That pawn is 3 squares away from becoming a queen. All right, we got queen back to d5. Very complicated position, but Hikaru, sniper, sharpshooter, just out calculating, out maneuvering. That pawn is a square away now. White has to go guard it. Here comes f5. Here comes f5. He's going to open up that side of the board. A piece has fallen. Hikaru, up a knight, gets in there, breaks apart the white defenses, and wins the queen via discovery. And he gets the win over MVL. That's a huge win, because MVL was second and third. Fabiano was second and third. But while that's happening, Alireza Firouzja's like, Hikaru, who? C4. We have in English. We have one of the main lines, and here he plays a3 to prevent bishop b4, pinning that knight. Hans Niemann has played this himself. Pragnananda has played this himself. We have bishop e7. And from the opening, once again, using some of this offbeat theory that we've seen, but a very easy to play position for white. White's got ideas like knight f4, long-term pressure on this pawn, castling his king. Now, Mamedyarov got an okay game, but he shouldn't have been so passive. He should have been more aggressive. And Alireza begins the breakout process. He trades. Who is going to protect this pawn? I got news for you. This bishop. But who's going to protect this pawn? I got news for you. Nobody. Bishop d6. Queen a6, rook b8, counterplays being created, but Alireza has 6 pawns. Now, Mamedyarov has 2 choices, all right? Sit quietly, accept that you have a slightly worse position, and defend it and maybe draw. Option 2, roll up your sleeves and let's go. Let's get in a fight. And Mamedyarov does not need a second invitation to boogie, all right? Bishop h3. Alireza's like, I don't get it. Mamedyarov's like, get this, boy. Bishop takes g4. Bishop takes g4. Alireza grabs himself a second pawn. He's like, is this man good? He's giving me a second pawn. Mamedyarov playing h5. Mamedyarov wants h4. He wants to take with his queen. He wants to get in here with the rook. He wants to get in here like this. Alireza, cold, cool, calm, and collected, just pushes the center pawn. You know what the idea of that move is? You can come, yeah. Aoife, get out of here. Go. You know what Gotham says at the end of his videos? Go back to that hole in F8. Yeah, nobody likes you anyway. And you know what the best part is? Shahryar, you think you're attacking me? Queen back to d3, and my knight is on the way, and my knight has arrived. I will take my resignation right now. Clock stop. Handshake. Alireza has won again. Can someone stop him? Please, like on a serious note, like he's legitimately beating everybody. More on that later. While that's happening, Hikaru is in a battle of his own. All right? Hikaru is now on the black side of a king's gambit versus the man who literally like reinvented this last year because he had to do some course. All right? There's a Nepo course. Now, they play a very topical line. All right? Bishop b5 check. Hikaru plays a move I've never seen in my life. Okay? He plays knight b6. I've never seen that move. Jan castles and brings the bishop back so as to avoid the move c6. And from an early stage of this game, Jan had a beautiful little position. Look at his 2 pawns. You know, this is going to take. The knight is going to come here. White is slightly better. Now, Hikaru's defending. You know, to his credit, he's not letting himself. He's not going to let that pawn get taken. But Jan has a very nice position. Hikaru kind of goes a little bit astray here with knight g4. But rook b8 danger levels, hits the queen, knight jumps in, that f-pawn, which was a problem, has now entered the white position and is just standing there. Pawn's looking around like, yo, it's kind of nice here. I might buy a condo, but the housing market's a little bit crazy right now. You know, maybe I should wait for interest rates to go back down. Yeah, well, that pawn's kind of me. But, you know, that aside, pawn on e3 is just a permanent thorn in white's position. However, attacking possibilities do exist, and that is a free pawn. So Jan takes it. Hikaru plays bishop b7, removing the queen, and now walks in with his bishop. Wait, what is happening in this game? Knight f6, okay. Ooh! Well, obviously black can't take that because rook d1 would happen, and that would be... I beg your pardon? Knight g5... Wait a second, knight g5 is a bad move. Jan forgot. Bishop f2. That's the entire purpose of the pawn on e3, was to pose a problem and a threat to the white position. We have rook f2, pawn f2, queen f2. Jan has had to sacrifice. Hikaru now starts trading pieces right off the board. Everything falls. Rook d7, rook d6. Why rook d6? Well, you can't take because queen f7 would be a problem. So Hikaru plays queen e7. We have a trade. That pawn's going. Hikaru doesn't want to blunder this. Now, throughout this endgame, these guys have about 5 seconds on the clock to make a move or else they will lose on time. It was nuts. They get bonus time every move, but this game was crazy. All right, Hikaru might be better, but white would hold this if white was an engine. But white is not an engine. White is named Jan Nepomniachtchi. He is capable of mistakes. They happen very infrequently, but with 5 seconds on the clock, you sure as heck can bet that they're going to happen more often. Here we go, g6, queen c2 back. That pawn is going to go. You know what's really bad in this position? White might accidentally win this game. Yes, I said that. White might accidentally win this game. If c7, a4, a5, b5, b6, this is a serious problem. Well, king g7 played. a3, all right? Jan's waiting to see what's going to happen. At some point, Hikaru's going to have to maybe win one of the pawns. And by the way, Hikaru gave away all his advantage after the move a6. I don't exactly understand why. I'm not paid enough to explain it to you, so I'm just going to go here and just keep clicking the forward button. That c pawn is still there. Wait a minute, Hikaru's now getting in. Ah, but he allowed c7. Wait a minute. Oh. Wait a minute, maybe it wasn't so bad to allow it. Jan gets this, but that was the important pawn. Now we're going to begin this process once again. Rook c1, king g1. Oh, yes. He got that a-pawn. So important for Hikaru. He's going to keep asking questions to Jan. Jan could consider a queen trade, but it's probably a winning endgame, so he doesn't consider a queen trade. Hikaru doesn't ask again. He blocks the check. He runs to safety. There is absolutely no way to prevent queen f2. And that is how the game ends. While Alireza is bullying the field, Hikaru is bullying everybody not named Alireza Firouzja. And that's really good because there's 8 more guys there not named Alireza Firouzja or Hikaru. You can't really bully yourself. Well, I suppose you can. If you all bully yourselves, don't. Life is long. You have time to fail. You have time to succeed. All right? Not every day can be great. Some days are not great. In fact, sometimes you have to feel bad to know what it feels like to feel good. That's all I'm saying. Don't bully yourselves. I do it. Listen, I do it too. All right? And if you happen to be here in the recap, 18 minutes in, you got a little pep talk there. Now, while that's happening, right? We going back and forth. Now, Hikaru's picking up some steam. All right, we're in the last round now. All right? C4, E5, Hikaru goes for the ye old trusty. He has played this multiple times. Will Jeffrey Zhang slow down the H train at B4? What? This is not something. This is what you play in a last round game of a Blitz tournament. You don't give a rook c1, rook d8, queen c2. Jeffrey, listen, everybody knows how to play in the opening. These guys are 2,800 level players. They all know how to equalize. But do they all know how to play a 50 move game with 5 minutes on the clock? Not all of us are the same like that. Jeffrey goes like this and completely blocks the d4 square. Now, Hikaru's going to play bishop h3 and throw that pawn in and sacrifice it. Now, Jeffrey did outmaneuver Hikaru early in this game, but the counterattack started and the counterattack was brisk. Knight c5, sacrificing the rook. Now, bishop e5, and the bishop goes all the way back. And this diagonal is looking nice and juicy. h4, h5 might be on the way as well. It's a last round blitz game, all right? We're threatening mate. Queen f6? Wait, takes. I don't understand. What Jeffrey missed here was that he had to play knight e5. And the point is that after queen e5 and something like queen e5, knight e5, this gets this. But the way Jeffrey did it is that he did it like this, and this one move and getting this pawn is wrong. Because when it's all said and done, here comes knight e5, and you threaten this and this. This is a fork to threaten a fork. And when it all settled. One man had a horse, and the other man did not. And that man with a horse galloped into the field and advanced forward with all his might, got close, and just had to remove the last layer of defense from the Black King as Jeffrey is moving around. He's looking to how to, and it's just, there it is. The knockout. King G6, Bishop C2, and if this is check, and everything is held, this is held by this tactic, Jeffrey Xiong resigned. And if you thought that was how today's recap was going to end, you have absolutely no idea what you're in store for. Because there is still a man in this damn field named Alireza Firouzja performing at a 4,000 elo! Better than any stockfish in history. This man did something today I've never seen in my life. And he was also rocking the English, all right? We have a little symmetrical. Lanier Dominguez wants to play symmetry. You know what Alireza says to that? Queen move! What? That's a thing, by the way. Alireza's like, bro, you really... Look at me! Look at me! Says Alireza. You really think I won't move my queen on the 6th move? Do you see how many damn points I have? I could blow on the board and you will... You're gonna resign the game. Lanier's like, bro, I don't even know what you're talking about, man. You sound crazy right now. He's got to check you into a mental institution after this tournament is over. Knight A4, E3. As we have seen time and time again, these guys are very good in the opening, but it's the long-term clock pressure, middle game pressure. Lanier came to fight. Look at this. Alireza instigating as well. This is not the first time we've seen a game balanced or all slightly better for the wrong side after 20 moves. Here comes F3. Alireza takes. Alireza's not all that much better here, right? Rook E4, Bishop C6. Sacrificing in exchange. And as we have seen from these guys who are really, really good blitz players, they know when to sacrifice pieces. Takes, 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 takes. But look at Black's pieces. They're not doing anything. Black has 5 pawns. They're all in dark squares. Who's covering the light squares for Black? Keyword, nobody. Here comes the rook. Here comes the bishop. Here comes the bishop. Who's covering the dark squares for Black? Keyword, nobody. Well, the rook. Bishop D5. King F8. Choo-choo. The A train has arrived. Bishop takes bishop. Rook takes. And folks, there is a mate right there. Can somebody please point me in the direction of somebody who can stop it? That's adorable. Hello. I'm arriving on that side. You're dead. Rook D8. Check here, and Alireza finishes the day by checkmating his opponent. Folks, today we witnessed something so spectacular, I don't even know what to tell you. First of all, folks, these are your final standings. Alireza Firouzja wins with 26 points, 5 points ahead of the next guy, 7 ahead of the next. Do you understand? They play 9 games in a day. It's like he slept in and won the tournament. He could have not played a full day of games almost. Okay, but he did, and he won a lot. Alireza lost 1 game in 27 rounds. 1, and it was to Caruana in a rapid game where he overpressed. He almost went undefeated. You want to know something else? You guys want to see something else that's absolutely disgusting? I'm glad you stuck around 23 minutes because you're about to find out. Check this out. Are you guys ready for this? Look who is number 1 and 2 in the world in Blitz. Hikaru and Firouzja. 2,900. Alireza gained 108 rating points. Respect this man, as these two are clearly right now the best Blitz players in the world. Somebody get them in a room with Magnus Carlsen. Can we just get a death match of these 3? Unbelievable ratings right now. Unbelievable. Hikaru's journey from last to second was just insane. What Alireza did was just beyond spectacular. The tournament is over. Awesome stuff. Incredible stuff. I hope you enjoyed the recaps. Massive congratulations to these two. Commiserations for the individuals that did not have a good Blitz or Rapid portion. Sinkfield Cup starts very, very soon. Magnus arrives in St. Louis. Alireza is playing more classical chess. Let me know in the comments if you want to see those recaps and how hyped are you to see them. Get out of here.